Okay, well, welcome in. We're gonna try and knock out 3 bowls today. So as soon as we get some people in here and people start saying hi and commenting, we'll get started. I see one person's watching. Not sure who it is. They might be watching on a TV or something. But if you're able to write, join the comment section. Say hi. While we're waiting for some people to get in here, I'll do a little preliminary sanding here. A little sanding while I'm waiting for you guys to get in. You get settled in. We're starting to get a few people in. Yeah, yeah. I don't know if your dad is in here, but peek in and say hi. Oh. Say hi. Hi, Dad. There you go. Hi, everybody else. Hi, everybody. So, haven't seen any comments yet. I hope you guys can hear me. If somebody could at least say, yeah, I can hear you or something, that would be helpful. There we go. Oh, there we are. Hey, Michael. Good morning. Or good afternoon, I guess, or almost evening for you, I guess. I'm just, while I was waiting for some people to get in here, I thought I'd kind of do a little sanding so they wouldn't be bored later. With my sanding. But okay, so we got like 48 people. He says hi, Mrs. Jeff. Hi, Michael. Hi, Michael. So, hi guys. So we are going to try and do 3 bowls today. We have some repair work on some of the ones that we had the other day, and so hopefully we can remedy those little problems that we had, and we'll be able to do some new stuff. So first off, what I did here, I got to turn this on. I'm sorry, but one of the things we did here was this was that piece of ash that I had the other day, and the problem with it was it had a lot of cracks. So I went back and I kind of reshaped the bowl a little bit to give it a little more character. I didn't want to have a straight bowl. I wanted to give it some angle here, so we have an angle bowl now. And I went in and I did some fill work on the cracks. And while you can still see them, you're not going to be able to see the repair when I'm done here. And it will kind of blend in there. I'm going to take those little marks out of here. But yes, I know you came in here to watch me turn, so we will get started with turning here in just a minute. We'll turn this thing around. I just wanted to make sure that we have this all done. There was a lot of cracks. There was a lot of cracks in this. So we had to really make sure we got them taken care of before we got inside. Okay. So there, I think we got that. Let me just go up one grit here to kind of smooth that out a little bit, and we'll be on our way. So, ash is kind of a hard wood. In fact, it can be very hard wood. I want to make sure I get as much of that glue off here as I can. Okay. But while you're here, if you would please hit the like button, I'd appreciate that, or subscribe. That will help the channel. And we want to get enough subscribers to get us up over 4,500 today. And we're still shooting for increasing our viewership. We've got about 4.2, heading for 4.3 million views on the channel. And I think that's all for the good. All right, do a little finish on here, just so you can kind of see where we're going with this.
Sorry.
Okay. And as you can see, ash has a lot of different colors to it. Yep. Hold on. Mm-hmm. So we will get this all painted up once. Let that soak in just a little bit, wipe it off, and turn this around and start turning the inside of the bowl. Okay. What you working on now?
Oh, I just did this little thing.
Oh, show me.
No, it's not.
June likes to do a lot of crafts in the shop here. Okay. So while I got you guys on here, just to show you something. You see all this black? And let me get the camera like over here a little bit better and get a little bit closer. Okay. You see this black? This is the dust from my grinder from sharpening my gouges. What I do is I put a couple of really cheap magnets, one by each wheel. These are about $1 for a couple of these at Harbor Freight, if you have a Harbor Freight near you, and that captures all of this that otherwise would be flying around in the air, and you would potentially be breathing it. You don't want this in your lungs. So just a word of warning, a simple precautionary thing, a couple of cheap magnets, spend $1, and you could be saving your lungs when you're sharpening. So just wanted to pass that little tip along to you, because it's something that's really helped me. You would be surprised at the amount that I take. And that was basically about a week's worth of shavings. Okay. Ah, I see my wife brought in a couple of things that she's been working on here. Let me set them right here, and I'll get them in the picture. Okay. Kind of hold that one up a little bit. There we go. Yeah.
My safari one.
Yeah, she finds these teacups at estate sales and yard sales and so forth, and she makes them into scenes. Yes, like that, and this other one down here. I like this one because it looks like a little hobbit's house in there. But that's been something she's been working in the shop with while I'm making all the dust fly. So she's trying to do all the pretty stuff. Okay. Thank you. Okay, so I'm
Hi,
going.
Dad.
I'm being photobombed. I'm being photobombed here, guys. Okay, so now I got the shop to myself again. All right, so we're going to turn this around here, and we'll take off the faceplate. So, yeah, I know this is all exciting stuff, isn't it? But this is all part of the process. Okay. And if you guys again would like to subscribe, I'd appreciate it. There's also a membership. It's I kept the membership as cheap as I could. It's 99 cents. They won't let me go any lower than that because uh-oh. What's going on there? Come on. Ah. Boy, that didn't want to come off. This really holds the wood really. The wood really holds the screws tight on this one, so that's what happens sometimes. There we go. Yeah, got that off. Okay, we're gonna put our chuck on here, and I want to wipe that off a little bit. Okay, now round this up here. And this is a bigger miter than I usually use, or inset tenon, if when you want to call it. Some guys call it a miter tenon or an inset tenon. It's a little bit bigger than I usually do because this is a very tough piece of wood, and I want to make sure that I got a good hold going in. All right, let me turn that off for a second. Don't like to have that running while I'm trying to set everything up. Okay, so guys, what's going on in your world? I always like to hear what other people are working on. My neighbor is looking for a one-horse lathe. A one-horse lathe. Okay, he's looking for a good-sized one. Well, not a big one, but a decent one. There's a lot of them on the market. In fact, there's even one that Harbor Freight has one that's not too bad. But he's looking for a used one. I'd look on some of the internet websites and see if anybody's selling, or maybe their father passed away or something like that. Hey, I liked your new SKU video. I did see it. Yes. I watched you using it. I didn't really look at the profile. And maybe I need to go back and look at that, Michael. But I did see the video, and I commented on it. But yeah, guys, Michael Wilson here has been really working hard on his channel. And Mike, if you want to put that channel up there for everyone to see, I really think that you ought to keep promoting that. I'm not sure if I need to sharpen here or not. Maybe I do. Boy, it is a hard, rough surface here. I'm being really careful. But no matter how careful you are, yeah, it's just kind of rumbling along there. I'm gonna sharpen this just a hair, if you don't mind, guys. Just I want to make sure that I got a good sharp tool. I'm gonna have to replace this tool pretty soon. It's getting a little short, but it's still my favorite tool, so I'm trying to stay with it as long as I can. But it's about 2 inches shorter than it was when I got it. And it's probably been through 100 bowls or more. Okay. So, you know, you go through 100 bowls or so, you are going to get a little sharpened a few times, you are going to get torn up. Okay. I'm going to pick the speed up. Let's see if we can get something going here. The hardest part of this turn is getting through this first couple of layers because the top isn't even, of course. And you have a couple little screw holes to get through and some other imperfections. So any one of those things could catch the blade. And we're still kind of testing the tenon a little too. See what I mean about it grabbing? Every once in a while it grabs and you'll get a nice big chunk like that taken off. And the rest of the time you're getting this. So if we were to look at this, you see it's a very straight stranded. So if it catches on the side, it's not going to be too bad. But if anything catches like right here, it could chunk off, or this could chunk off. So that's what I'm being really careful about. Is I don't want to present too much of a profile of the blade. I want to keep it nearly at 9 o'clock or 3 o'clock. I mean, because it's just too strong. Maybe I can narrow that down off there a little bit like this. Wow, that is really, really tight, hot. Okay, let's try and take it from the inside out a little bit, see if we can. Take off a couple of those high spots. If we can smooth off a couple of those high spots, it might be a little bit easier going in. There we go. Well, it is just really resisting being turned. And there's more than one way to skin that. If I have to, I'll bite in like this. So like you do with a skew. That's my helmet. That's my helmet making that noise you're hearing. And once we're getting past that rough spot, we should be able to start turning a little bit better. Hi, Mark. I hope everybody listening is safe, or their families are safe. I understand there's a little military action going on right now across the world, and we hope that all turns out well for everybody. Yeah, that middle just really is. There we go. I want to see what that dark spot is there. That's what we're hitting. I knew we were hitting something. It's this crack. Crack's getting bigger, and that's always an issue. And you're relying just on a tenon to hold this wood on. And this is a very big piece of wood, by the way. This is probably about 10 pounds, 9 pounds, something like that. So it's not a small piece of wood. I'm going to straighten up the top. See how close I am. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to go all the way down to the cut, but I want to make sure we got the rest of it straightened out pretty good. Okay, good. All right. Well, I'm not sure why. I'm getting so little out of that. Ah. Let's see what's going on with this gouge. It should be able to go in and cut just like that. Of course, it's hitting that, and you can't be pushing too hard. If you do, when you hit that, it's going to come right out. What do you guys think? Right now I'm at about 650 on my speed. And I did sharpen it, but maybe I'll go back and sharpen it again because there's something going on there. and I'm not sure what it is. It should be sharpened, but I agree. I'm gonna try and sharpen it again because there's no reason that shouldn't be just cutting right through it. I mean, like I said, ash can be very hard and very tough on tools. I'm gonna give that front end a little bit more. Okay. That is nice and sharp. Let's see what it does. That is a little better. Dang. That crack is really something. And that crack may become a real issue. We'll have to see. It runs all the way across the whole bowl. And sometimes I can get below it, but if I can't get below that, it's going to be a problem. I see that crack runs all the way to about the middle of the bowl on this side. And yeah, I can see it on this side too. That crack runs about at least half the bowl. So, hi, New Roots. Welcome in. I'm attempting to make a bowl out of this. I may end up having to say, you know what, this is not going to be a bowl, or I may need to cut it down to a smaller bowl at some point and make this a small bowl because this crack in here is really kind of kicking my rear end a little bit, and I don't want it to come flying off. So you can see that's a pretty big crack across here. So let me, I'm going to change batteries on my helmet here. We have to see what whether it can come off or not. I mean, it should do it, but I don't know if it will. Need to set my other battery in here. Okay. And see if I can get this to run for a little bit. I don't know if I can, but we'll try. I think I'm just going to go for the gusto and see if we can get through it. And if it can't, it just comes flying off. It just comes flying off, guys. I'm getting a lot of dust too. As it's cutting this, it's making a lot of dust. A crazy amount. So let's keep going here. If you're not here for the wood turning, you might be here to watch the crash. I don't know. Whoop! There it goes. That's exactly what I was afraid of. It didn't do anything to this at all. There's nothing wrong with this at all. It's just the pressure of hitting that And I'm not sure if it's worth going after this one. What do you guys think? Should I remount it and go for it again, or do you think I should switch on to another project? I got several others I can do here. I'll leave it up to you guys. You let me know. Firewood? Yeah, possibly. Although I hate to see it because it is pretty wood. It's very pretty, and I've got some others just like this that I've tried that came out really good. You're here to learn. Okay, Mike. Well, I know what Mike would do. He'd just say, chuck it up, let's keep going. Ash is pretty close to oak. Yep, it is. It also burns pretty well. I know that too. But I'm in California. We're not allowed to burn anything. Hell, you can't even strike a match in California. Somebody will come running over and attack you or something. Yeah, I think I should switch to another one too. Yeah, okay, guys. Hey, Chase. Okay, guys. I think I'll switch to another one just because, okay? I don't need that kind of aggravation right now. I may come back to that one later. We'll see. But I do have some others here. Now, if you remember, I was turning this the other day. Turning this on a Tuesday. No, on Thursday. I'm sorry, Thursday. And it came off, and the reason it came off is because it had paint on the back here, and the paint did not allow it to adhere. So I sanded it all down. I reattached this. It was a little bit out of round, so I had to re-round it a little bit. So it's pretty close to round now. And so I wanted to finish off doing this inside piece here. So we have a little work to do on that still. So let me kind of just take a breath for a minute. In fact, I think I may switch out and use my flat. Here. I really like this this flat platform. It's really cool, especially if you're going to use a tool like this one. This is made for going inside here and doing hollow work. And what it does is it allows you to put the blade flat on here and keep it nice and flat on here, on this surface here, when you're turning. So let's look at our speed. Okay. Let's take a very light cut first, because I do want to keep it on here. I know I can't take any more out of the bottom. The bottom is at this point is verboten. I cannot go any more into the bottom. So, but I can go into the sides. I'm going to try and go as much into the sides as I can. Now what I'm doing is I'm turning this a little bit this way so that I'm eliminating that really sharp angle, because when you go like this, you're scraping and this is basically a scraper. That's what these are. So what I'm trying to do is, and I'll try and get you down in here a little closer there. What I'm trying to do is go inside here and turn it up like this just a little bit, so it's a little less severe of an angle, a little less banging going on, and I can get in there without too much resistance coming around. With all the pressure, when you're turning something like this, all the pressure is coming out away in a physics standpoint. All the pressure is coming out in the way, which causes a lot of the pressure on this thing to give way. If you're going straight in, there's no pressure on this coming off the glue chuck. But when you are pushing out here, you are forcing it off of forcing it to come away from the glue chuck. So and the odd thing is, it feels like you are way deep inside, and then when you stop, you realize you're like about a half an inch or an inch from the edge. I'm about this far from this point inside, even though it feels like I'm way inside. I'm really not. I've barely hollowed out anything. I'm just going to keep working on this. And right now, it'd be nice for it as a candle holder or something. But if I can get it hollowed out, it's going to have a lot more interest and would be worth a lot more money to a person purchasing it. So this extra work is basically this is the money turning right here. This is where you make your money as a turner is in doing these kind of projects. Sometimes the wood is kind of boring, but the effects that you're doing with the wood can be rather interesting. It's sort of like doing a ship in a bottle. Everyone always wants to know, how did you get the ship in the bottle? No. How did you turn the inside of that bowl? Right. And using this hooked carbide is one of the tricks for doing that. Now it's getting nice and smooth. The angle's about right. I just need to keep kind of paring away at that. Okay. Now I could be more aggressive with a different type of gouge or carbide, but the more aggressive you get, the more chance you get that this is going to come off of here. And I'm going to keep checking myself, make sure it's got a good hold. Okay. All right. Well, there just died the other battery. If somebody has a suggestion for a better protective mask with filter, I'm open for it because I'm really not happy with this trend. The batteries just for some reason keep not charging properly. They're supposed to last for 10 or 12 hours, and they're lasting about 20 minutes after being charged for a day. So if anybody's got a suggestion out there, we've replaced batteries, we've replaced all sorts of things. I sent it back to the factory at a pretty good expense on my part, and still have the same problem. And as much as they were willing to fix it or to work on it and check it out and tell me it was great and send it back to me, it's still a piece of crap in a sense because it ain't working. So that kind of ticks me off because they charge you an arm and a leg for that. And so we're going to build a new shop. But once it's finished, I have new skills learned. This place inlays. Going to learn how to do clean inlays across 6 to 8 foot pieces. Whoa, that's a big piece. Yeah, going an inch further than the guy next to you. Yes. Well, I'm sure you meant that in the nicest sense, and not. And we'll just all keep our minds out of the gutter there. But okay, let's see where we're at. We're probably about this close now. But we are getting right in there now, starting to make that form that I wanted. So I think it's just a matter of kind of staying with it. Oops, careful. So it is taking stuff out every time. It is still cleaning it out. That you can see a little better there how far in we are. I think we're right about it where we're going to have to be. I can probably do a little bit of clean out there in the bottom, just to kind of clean that up a little bit. If we go any deeper, we're going to be playing peekaboo through the bottom of it. So I just wanted to smooth that off a little. Okay. And let's glue. There we are. There. Good. Okay, I think that's it. I think we got it. And I'm not going to have to do a lot of sanding to this. Just want to kind of clean it out a little bit in there, and that's about all we're going to do as far as sanding goes. Just kind of get that. Just a little bit. Okay. If you would please hit that like button or subscribe to the channel. This would really be appreciated. We do a live every Thursday, and then we try and do another one during the week. Sometimes it's a Saturday or Sunday or Tuesday or Wednesday or something. But this next week's kind of going to be a tough one for me. I got a medical procedure coming up on Tuesday, so that was out. But more importantly, you'll love this. Yesterday, or 2 days ago, I should say. 2 days ago, I had a guy coming in to put a filter system on our house. A water filter. It filtrates the water for the entire house. Anyway, and he goes to the water main, and in the water main, the guy says, "Hey, it looks like your water main pipe is crumbling. It's galvanized and it's about 40 years old." And sure enough, it was. I had to call my plumber out, and it's going to be about $8,800 to replace that line all the way out to the water meter. So there's a bill I wasn't expecting. So next Wednesday, my water is going to be off while they are replacing that, and hopefully they can do it in one day. There's no guarantees of that, but they're going to try and do it in one day or two, which means they have to trench out everything in my front yard, all the way out to the street, basically, about 60 feet or so, and then install new lines, and then new cutoffs, everything like that. Then we have to flush our system. Then I have to call the other company back up to come back out and do what they were planning to do last Thursday. So yeah, it was an expense I wasn't planning on, but you know, it's something that had to be done. If they didn't find it out now, I would have hated if we'd installed everything and then it collapsed, because that would have been a lot worse, right? So I got to take it as a blessing in disguise. Hey, Johnny. Hey, Bobby. Nice to see you guys all in here. By the way, David at Timber Designs is going to be going on live in about 45 minutes or so. And if you want to skip over to him and check him out, he's certainly worth doing. Dave's a really good guy out of Canada, and you can actually, if you go in my description area, you'll see the direct way to his channel, and you can check him out. He's always doing something interesting on his channel, and as well as all my other friends here. Mike, you can check out Mike at the Whacking Shack, and you can check out Ryan at 77 Rockets and Boondock Builds. And congratulations to Jamie on his baby. And we got a Princess Boondocks now to go with baby Boondocks, and I guess everything came out okay on that. Everyone's fingers and toes and all that, so that was good to hear. And the Chase at New Beginnings, and Mike Williams here. So there's a lot of guys on here that have their own channels. Please feel free, guys, to put your channel access code up here on the comment section if you'd like, and hopefully you guys can check them out. So Mike DeWalter at the Whacking Shack has a Fun Day on Sunday. So Sundays he's going to be back on doing his lives, and Mike will go for 3 or 4 hours sometimes, and God only knows what he's going to turn. You never know what he's going to be building or turning. Or he also has some really good videos on there teaching how to handle antique tools and stuff. So you might want to give him a look while you're on there. Okay, got that in there. I'm going to let that sit for just a minute. Let's kind of catch up here a little bit. Hey, Carmine and Bobby. I always said hi to Johnny Lays. Misha, Pat Parrish. Yeah, it's a nice bowl. It could be a rice bowl too, for that matter. Yeah, Mike is going live tomorrow, so please check him out. And hey, is that Randy? Randy, good to see you guys. Welcome all in here. Please hit the like button. Please, if you can, subscribe. We got 79 likes. I'd like to get to 100 today, if we can. So please, let's get that up to 100 or so. We should be able to easily. We've had a lot of people in here. In fact, if everybody that's on here right now hit the like button, that hasn't already, we probably have that extra 20 that we need to get to 100. Okay. This smells so good. This is my mix is tung oil with a little bit of limonene in there, which is an orange oil or citrus oil. It really smells great when you do that, when you have that on there. Yeah, this might need a little bit more work on the outside. I'm seeing some lines a little bit that don't make me happy. But for right now, for your benefit anyway, I'll show you what it looks like. So there it is. One little spaceship bowl. And it does have a few tool marks right here, so I'm going to have to probably put this back on before I sand it down just a little bit more. But you guys don't need to watch that because usually when I'm sanding, everybody just kind of turns off. So we'll just leave it at that for now, and I'll go and I'll fix that on my own later. But we've got its brother. Now, when I was setting this up the other day, it also had white paint on it, and it did not hold well. It came right off. In fact, there was no glue on the painted surface. None of it stuck. Okay, so what I did is I said, I'm going to sand it down, which I did. There's a couple grooves here, so I couldn't sand it completely flat, but that's okay. And I took the other side and I put a platform so I could put a faceplate on here. We're going to turn this the other way around. So this is going to be the opposite of that one that we were just working on. This is going to be the opposite way of turning a bowl from that same piece of wood, because these were identical pieces of wood. Okay, this is juniper. So we're going to turn this the more traditional way. And I think I'll take this back off. And we'll put this one back on for now. There we go. All right, got that. Now we'll come out here. We're clear. Okay, good. All right, let me get my mask on since I can't use the other mask. And again, if anybody's got a better suggestion than the trend that I have, I'd appreciate it because I'm not real happy with them right now. Okay, now let's get this up to speed. Running pretty true. Okay, I'm going to take a little bit of the edge off of this. That's just the sound of pieces flying off. I'm going to have to put that dust collector on because that thing is really throwing some dust. Okay, so you can see how easy this turns, but as it comes around, see it's turning nice and clean here, and then when it hits this side, it pushes the bark off, or pushes the cameo. The bark's actually gone, it's a cameo layer. So you see it's nice and clean cut here, and it's not such a clean cut here. We're going to be able to remove that more as we go along, so I'm not too worried about it right now. Okay. Oops. Whew. Yeah, we're almost round. I think I'm gonna have to put a mask on. That's I hope you can hear me okay, but I'm going to have to put the mask on here because it's getting way too dusty from that. Okay. I won't be talking for about a minute, but talk amongst yourselves. Okay, we are just about round. Okay, now I can get a little bit of this angle here. Okay, we are starting to get round here. Still got a little bit of that hair there. I'll take a little bit more off. There we go. Now we're getting there. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I know that looks a little bit smaller, but I think what I've decided to do is I'm going to make a 10 in here. I'm going to turn it from this side because it just makes more sense with this pole. So, there we go. A little work with the skew made it really nice and smooth. I think we'll just go straight from the inside here. There. I want to go. There. What I want to do is go really thin here. Okay, so see how that goes. Sorry, my Spanish is not really that good, but very fast. Well, yeah. Well, and hi, Keith. How you doing? So lots of people coming in here today to say hi. You check them out. Yeah, that was a lot of training right there. Okay, we're still trying to get to 100 likes, so please hit that like button if you haven't already, or subscribe. Subscribing would also be helpful. It lets you know when we're going to have our next video. And in fact, we got some really interesting ones coming up, including an unboxing from a new supplier. Okay. All right. I think I can bottom out this. Let me bottom out this a little bit. There you go. Sharpen it just a little bit. Okay. The reason I'm leaving this a little short is because I'm going to have to tenon it off on the back side. I need to go a little bit here. Okay. Good. All right. I think that was enough of that. We could probably start sanding this out now. This isn't going to take a lot of sanding. Just want to make sure I remove the tool marks. A little end grain here we got to deal with. Make sure it looks good. We'll put it in reverse. Okay. We'll just go up to like 240 here. Do that really quick. Right there. Right there, there's a ridge. That ridge doesn't want to come off. I'll tell you, we have a couple of guys in our turning group, local turning group. They swear by using a palm sander to sand the outside of their bowls rather than use one on a drill, and they get some beautiful results. So I can't really argue with it. And I don't really use that technique much, but if you would like to try that, certainly recommend it to you. Let me know what your results were like. Let us know if it worked for you. It's using a palm or rotationary sander. Or I think it's actually called the orbital sander. That's what I'm trying to think of. It's really weird that it does this because it has nothing to do with the tool. It has to do with the softness of the wood. Well, I'm gonna try a little something here with my skew. It's still bouncing just a little bit too because of this right here, this soft strip. I'm gonna turn the speed way up. Let's go to like Jesus speed, right? Let's see what that does. Still has a little bit of that, but not as much. Okay. Okay. I think that does it. That was at about 2,000 RPM, and I think that worked. So let's put some finish on this and see what it looks like. This time I'm gonna go with my Howards. Do a little different finish on this one. This is Howard's feed. What is it? Feed and wax. Yeah, feed and wax. And we'll see how this goes with it. Now, it is a wax. And so it's got beeswax and orange oils in it. Not quite as strengthening as tung oil would be, but it does have a little bit higher of a gloss shine to it. And we wanted to look at these bowls, two different ways of turning the same piece of wood here, so that was kind of the project in the beginning. I'm just going to let that sit on there for a minute. And then we'll buff it off a little. Okay. So I guess I'll pull this back out a little bit. We can talk for a second. And put this back here. Quite the morning. Okay, so what do we think? What are we thinking here, guys? We there we go. I don't see any other comments coming up on the in the comment section. I don't know if the comment section is not working properly or not, but if somebody wants to keep talking in there, that would be helpful. Let me know if they're. I noticed the other day, and it happened to a couple other people, that the comment section started to stop, so to speak, and I'm not quite sure why. So if somebody else can write in there, that would be appreciated, just to make sure that that's not the issue we're having. But at any rate, because it looks like the last person that was in here was Oscar, and two dudes, Keith, and that's the last comments that I see on here. It's not updating on my end anyway. Yeah, that's looking real nice. Let me check here. Oh, okay. You're here, but in the shop too, huh? Okay. Yeah, it's just weird because I noticed with I think it was with gosh, who was it? Somebody I was watching the other day, who's normally in here. Anyway, he was doing his video, and all of a sudden the chat stopped, and he says, "Well, it looks like nobody else is talking." And I was typing furiously. I typed like about 6 different things in there, and he wasn't seeing it. And I kind of noticed that the other day on mine too. It stopped. The stats just the chat just stopped entirely, and I'm not quite sure what could be causing that. But it sounds like it's something on YouTube's end. So, well, if that's the case, we need to notify YouTube of that. Anyway, there's the bowl. We can bring it over here where you can see it a little better. But I love those colors. Got a little bit of everything in it. Okay, so this is the two bowls, two different ways from the same piece of wood. Okay, so It just depends how you want to turn the bowl or what you want to make out of it. But these kind of go together. In fact, this one actually makes a top for the other one. So if I wanted to, I could actually make that into a top and make it a two bowl. Like when you take the top off, look, you've got two bowls, and sell them as a pair. And that might be what I do too. What do you think of that idea, guys? So we have a bowl with a lid, and then you take for space saving sakes, and then when you want, you can take that and you can turn that into a bowl also. And that's kind of a selling point. So I may put a shinier finish on this so it matches this one, and maybe we do a bowl setup here, like so. Of course, this wouldn't be on here. This will be gone. I can make a little finial for the top, and there we go. So that might be just what I do. And that was just a happy accident. So that's sometimes what happens in the shop. You just get happy accidents, right? Or you get unhappy accidents like finding out that your main water line is cracking and needs to be replaced right away. So there's two ends to that, right? Thanks, Johnny, and thanks. Is that Paul? I'm not sure. Paul Parishas. Yeah, you notice it wasn't chatty right now. Yeah, sometimes it just happens that way. People just come and go. Like we had 300 in here a while ago, and as I was turning, it kind of went down instead of up. Usually, when you're turning is when it goes up, and it goes down when you start sanding again. Maybe it's my face. Putting my face on here probably scares people away too. So that's always a possibility. Anyway, as far as this bowl goes, the one with the crack in it, I'm going to have to ponder this a little bit. Somebody said it's good for the trash, and it may be. I didn't hurt the miter. I mean, the tenon's still intact. There's no torn anything. It just came off. But the problem is when you're spinning this around, you're hitting this every time, and it's going to be a real challenge to try and get underneath that. I could bandsaw it or something, which I hate kind of running. I hate running round things through a bandsaw because that's when you get all sorts of accidents. So it's not my favorite thing to do. But we could cut it off about here, but then I'd only have a bowl about this deep, about an inch or so deep, and that would be kind of worthless. So yeah, this may be one of those that you just say, you know what, it's just not worth it. And I hate to throw wood away. I really do. I hate to throw wood away, but sometimes you just have to say, this just is not a piece of wood that's going to turn. So I think that's kind of where we're at on this one. Yeah, please make sure you hit that like button. I'd really appreciate it. I mean, we're at exactly 100, which is okay. It's kind of sad, but it's okay. But at least I made 100 of you like me. That's good. They like me. But more importantly, if you can, subscribe, please. We're trying to we should be over 4,500 subscribers as of today. We were only, I don't know, less than 20 away, about 20 away from getting that. So if we can get at least 20 subscribers today, which we usually do, that would get us over the 4,500 mark. I am going to be doing I have a new sponsor that's coming out. Well, not a sponsor, but another company that's contributing some turning materials for me to turn. And I'm hoping it will be here by next Thursday. And I'm hoping that I'm able to do a live next Thursday. I'm planning on it. But if there's no power or if there's no water, I might not be here turning. It depends on what the situation is. So that part. But if they are, and the product does come, we're going to do an unboxing, and we may do a separate video unboxing and then do it on the live also. I'm not sure what we're going to do, but they did ask me to do an unboxing on my live, so that all of you guys could see it. So that's what we're going to plan on doing, and hopefully you guys will enjoy that. It's pretty good company, and they've been very nice to me so far. It's not like something I'm going to make any big money on or anything, but they are sending me a couple things so that I can. Hey, soldier. How you doing, Jim? I appreciate you being in here. By the way, Jim, I noticed you're the one I was talking about the other day. Um, your comment section it kind of stopped running. I was sending in comments at the end of your video the other night on the other live that you're doing the other day, and I was sending like 6 or 7 messages, and you didn't respond to any of them. And then I heard you say, "Well, it looks like the comment section is kind of quieted down, so I'm going to go." So I'm guessing that yours had the same problem that I did, where there was nothing coming on. That for some reason the comment section was not running properly. And I had that same issue last week on mine. So just wanted you to be aware that there was people commenting, but they just couldn't get through for some reason on YouTube. I was having the same issue, and then I thought I was having that problem this afternoon too, but I guess I wasn't. People were just busy doing other things while they're listening to me blabber in the shop. So that's what happens sometimes. So, Jim, you're doing a lot of things lately. You're dipping your toes into a ton of different things all at once. I never know what's coming on with you because it's like something new every day, and that's really kind of cool. So check him out too. Check out Soldier Farms. Check out Johnny's Lathe. Check out Michael Wilson at board at it's all my description. My description has a lot of these. If you go into the description section, you'll see the names of a lot of these different um, ones that I cover. Whacking Shack and Dave right now I think is starting up at Timber Designs. So I'm going to get off so that Dave over at Timber Designs can get your attention. So if you want to go over there to Timber Designs, please do and say hi to him and tell him that Jeff sent you over. I'd appreciate that if you tell him that Jeff sent you over. That'd be fun. And I'm not sure what he's turning today, but Dave's a pretty cool guy, and really enjoy talking to him. So if you guys want to do that, that's great. I'm going to call it quits for today. I'm going to contemplate whose fireplace this is going into because I just don't see that as being a viable bowl at this point. But thank you guys for coming in, and we'll talk to you all soon. And have a great weekend. Okay, and everybody keep ducking and covering too if you're in one of those zones where they're shooting off artillery right now. Let's pray for everybody. Okay, thank you. Bye.